Okay, well, here we are again. Welcome back. Today we're going to go and visit 3 properties here in the region. I'm going to do this over 2 days. It's kind of late-ish afternoon now, but it's been incredibly hot, and I'm about to go and visit the first one. And the first one is, in fact, just a couple of 100 meters down the road, in the same village as we bought our house. So the village, as you all know now, with the bar and the tennis club and everything else. So we'll go and have a look at it and see what needs to be done, and perhaps, hopefully, one of you thinks that it's a worthy investment. And then we'll see. And then tomorrow we have 2 other properties with Elena. Elena isn't around today, but she will be around tomorrow. So then she can explain some more stuff. But the house down here, I know almost everything I need to know about it. And a friend from the village will be coming who knows everything there is to know about it. So there we go. Let's get started. Okay, well, here we are. So we're at the bottom of the village. Most of you should recognise this. The path over there goes up to my house. And over here, oops, turning the wrong way, I'm trying to use my gimbal, is the Bellera, which is part of the Cooperativa. That's where we eat in winter. And the house is behind me, so it needs some restoration work, like most of them do. But it's all of this, and has, oops, I'm panning a little bit quickly here, but it has some garden here, and that big plot of land there behind me. So it has almost 1,500 square meters of gardens with it. So I guess we'll head inside and have a look. Okay, so there's access from the road in here. This is a right of way, but the actual plot of land starts here. So there's these little stone steps here. This is part of the garden here. All of this is where you can park your cars. And then this is the front garden here. And that then is the house. It still has quite a lot of stuff in it, I believe. But I'll just go through as everything's open. So like a little patio down here, and then into a downstairs room. Which is tiled and has electricity, so I mean it's sort of a converted cellar, I guess. But it has a window, and it has a little wood burner. And it has some beehives. They're obviously empty, and this, I think, is actually for getting honey out of beehives. And another window over there, but it's completely separate from the rest of the house, so I guess like an added bedroom at some point. Okay, so just outside of that separate room here, there's a little bathroom hidden away under the stairs, with a shower and a bidet, and loo here behind the door there, which just goes out onto the front garden. So it's almost like a separate little bit. That's the entrance there to the room we just looked at. And then here we have a cellar room, which is used for salamis and what have you. But if I'm not mistaken, it looks like you could, and there was once an access through there, so you could go from there into here and there. And if you just closed here, this little entrance here, which wouldn't be a problem, you could make a separate very little but an apartment, because there are windows everywhere and everything is in pretty good shape. I mean, it's got good concrete floors and everything, so you could turn this, I guess, into a small apartment. There we go. Let's go back around here and we come to the steps. We'll just go up those now. Okay, well, up we go. You can hear village life. So, oops, let's tilt it down. This is sort of the bottom of the village. You can see all the way across there. And we come into like a small, what was obviously the terrace, and could easily be made into the terrace again, just by taking out these aluminium windows. And that would make quite a nice full-length balcony. It's kind of warm in here actually with the sun shining on it, and you have quite a nice little view out over the hills. So as it is, this is I guess an auxiliary room. There's a wood burner there, but all of these are outdoor windows, and this is basically the outdoor of the house. So let's go and have a look in the rooms. This is obviously a bedroom. Not much to say about that. It's a bedroom. It has a full-on front door lock. And then here is a kitchen, which is separate too. Looks like the water boiler is quite new though. It's got something new in here. And the electricity meter's new too. And that obviously had double doors previously. They're probably stacked up in a cellar somewhere. And then we have another bedroom here. So there's not a huge amount to it. You'd have to sort of probably knock through, or I guess what I would do is leave this, turn this properly into part of the house, and have this as the entry area. Yeah, well, you probably need to get someone into, or someone more creative than me. And then down here in the end, there is the toilet. Okay, so the only bathroom is downstairs. I don't think this was ever recently used as a primary residence. So there's a lot that would need sorting out, and a lot that would need doing. But it would then make a nice little holiday home in a lovely little village. It's one of the few villages that actually has something going on. So I pan around. Okay. Oh, look, plums. Okay, let's go and have a look at the rest of the land, and I'll tell you what it's supposed to cost. So I'm back down at the bottom now here, and there's another cellar under here. And this is actually a proper cellar, because those first rooms we looked at, if you look, they were there. And then the second rooms we looked at were up there. And then we've got a cellar down here. And this is a proper cellar. So this is a cellar. So even if you did convert everything else, you'd still have a cellar. So it's a difficult one. And then, as you see, this is very Italian. There's a line here of plaster, which means that they plastered only their side of the house, because the other side of the house, the back side of the house, was split off to somebody else many generations ago. So this lean-to here, which is doing more leaning than toing, doesn't belong to the property. It stops where the cement platform starts. So it's all of this. But it does include all of this over here. So all of this land here, this big, and it is a big plot that goes all the way down to the bottom to more or less where that electricity pylon is. All of that, those 1,500 metres, belong to the property as well, and they're probably the nicest bit about it. So you'd have to be very creative. I personally would put a balcony back in upstairs and close down as much of downstairs as possible, and try and put everything useful downstairs, like kitchen and living rooms, and just have or in fact no, I'd probably put the bedrooms downstairs and have a staircase, inside staircase, that goes upstairs, and upstairs just have one big open space and a balcony, and then downstairs have like the front garden, and I'd probably put parking in here on this little bit of land, because parking in this village is a nightmare. So there we go. That's house number 1. Let me know what you think in the comments. The link to this property is down below in the description of the video, and so are the contacts for the estate agents. And I'll show you now on the map exactly where it is, and it is in fact in the village where I have my house. So yeah, so I'll be there most of the time. Back up at the house. The house we went to look at is, I can find my finger down here ish, about there. So just literally at the end of this road here. Yeah, well, I wanted to kind of get back here and think about if I could come up with any clever ways of sorting it out. And there are some, but you'd have to be quite involved to DIY. And it has a lovely bit of land, but the problem is that bit of land was taken into consideration with the price. So the current asking price for it is 70,000 euros. I think there is quite a large margin for negotiation there, but it would take some dedication to turn it into a nice little family holiday thing. And in fact, having thought about it afterwards, the best way to do that probably would be to split the upstairs from the downstairs and turn each one into a small apartment for the summer, and have as much living outside as possible. And then you might get away with it. On that big bit of land, almost everyone in the village would tear your arm off for that if you didn't want it. So that could reduce the price. But I think there'll be some negotiation on that price over the next little while, because, well, it's not been on the market for very long, but I don't see it going at that price. So there we go. That was property number 1, and tomorrow we'll go and see 2 and 3, which are in the town Pontremoli down the hill. So about 10-ish minutes from here. So here we are, and this obviously is number 2, it's number 1 for today, but look at this. Have you ever seen anything more Italian than that? An Ape parked outside. We just got stuck behind one on the way here, as you saw, and this beautiful yellow. It's perfect. So here we are behind the church, which in fact is a monastery, I think, hidden away. And this is what we're here to look at. This one here, so we're going to go up. There's a terrace there, and I think the apartment's across the top. So let's head inside. Some kids playing football. It's super quiet. Obviously you wouldn't get a car through here, so no one drives past the house. Looks like you can park here or anywhere down here or over there. So here we go. So here's a little terrace, which is sort of half covered, which is nice when it's really hot. It's quite private, I guess. Certainly wouldn't imagine you're anywhere other than Italy, looking at the colours and the buildings and the architecture. But the roof looks good, the gutters look good. It looks like the owner's home. Okay, so we've just come in through this door. This leads out onto the terrace and down the stairs there. All the doors and windows are new, and the roof was redone about 10 years ago. So we've got a living room here with multi-faceted arches, and then an arch through to the back side of the living room with a window, which again is new. And other than a repaint, pretty good condition. Central heating, telephone, so perhaps internet, who knows. But there we go. It's a lovely, very ornate roof structure. I think that moulding's probably quite original too. And then from here, we have a door up here, over there. That leads up into the kitchen. We'll go and look at that in a minute. And then we have a door down here to the corridor that will take us to the bedrooms. So, if we go through this door here, that obviously opens on both sides, little white marble staircase, and the original terrazzo tiles. So this is the first bedroom, again, with a beautiful vaulted ceiling. And everything's closed. Well, the shutters are closed because it's hot, but it's got good shutters, and the windows changed here as well. Radiator. And that then goes through these two doors into another bedroom, which could be a dressing room, I guess. It's got two doorways. So if this was me, I think what I'd probably do is put a cupboard, built-in cupboards there in that doorway, change this to a normal door, and put a sort of mini corridor down here like that, so that you'd have two separate entries into the rooms. And then I'd probably maybe even lock off a little bit more and have a little ensuite with sea. So there we go. That's it's got a huge height though on this. It's a bedroom. It's not huge, but it's very nice. And this, I guess this cupboard would stay. How amazing is that? It's like a little museum. But everything is in repainting condition. There's nothing really needs doing. A bit of modernisation and maybe change the furniture. I guess that's up to you. And now if we come up these stairs, which are also marble, we're over in the kitchen. And the kitchen, nice granite countertop, although not huge, goes straight out onto the terrace. Vaulted ceiling again, very high, everything's very high in here. And at the end they've added the bathroom, which obviously is obligatory, but again, new window. It's got a shower, which doesn't look very old. And a loo. The setup for a little washing machine, the bidet. And there we go. So it's not huge, but it doesn't need much. It's very quiet, and it's very old, very real, authentic. And it's quite light actually, although obviously most of the shutters are closed. This little terrace out here is where you can have your breakfast, your lunch and your dinner, no matter what the weather, with a little roof on. So let's have a look at the roof. So the roof of the whole building's obviously been redone. You can see the guttering. It all looks pretty good actually. It's quite a nice facade. It just needs a clean. It doesn't look like it's in bad shape at all. I can't see any cracks or anything. So there we go. This is apartment number 2, and we're about 5 minutes outside of town. I'll show you on the map, just by the monastery. That huge church thing there at the end is the monastery. Okay, well, this house here is 90 square meters, or this apartment rather, is 90 square meters of living space, and it's 90,000 euros. So that's obviously, as always, open to negotiation up here. But it's quite peaceful, quite quiet, and really very close. The motorway exit, if you were just coming here, as we come in here to get to our house, we have to come off the motorway and then drive another 15 minutes. And here you come off the motorway and drive another 5 minutes, and you'd be in your Tuscan holiday home. So there we go, that's number 1. Let's see where we go next. So then down here at the bottom we have another access here, and this leads us to a storage room, and the storage room did have a door through into the bedroom. So let's go and have a look at that. Oh, okay, that was the whole front door. And the right key. Okay, and here that is. So it's small. It has a vaulted ceiling as well. And I presume then behind this cupboard here is the old doorway through, that this would make a little bathroom and a loo quite easily, because I don't think there's much going on below here other than cellars and garages, so you probably get away with running your pipes through. But there we go, that belongs to it too. It's got a lovely little door. And in fact, you could almost turn the whole apartment upside down and use this as the entrance. So there we go. That's it. The whole thing. You've seen it all. Okay, well, someone's just got married in this church. And this church is absolutely enormous. It's the main centrepiece of this little church. And there's the river just there. I don't know if you can hear me because it's quite windy now. But the river is there, right there. And that's the end of Pontremoli, the end of town. Amazing. Okay. Back in the car, let's go and see another one. So most of you will know this square because this is where we come regularly. This is the main market square of the town. There's the church right there and the bell tower. And the house we're looking at, or the apartment we're going to look at now, is up here. The entrance is right here, so literally right in the middle of the old town. Couldn't be better located. There's a car park where you can park either up there, or where we always park, down there. But you can come in and drive and park on the main square most days, just not on Sundays in summer. So into a little hallway. Oh, I've been here before actually. There's a little restaurant down here at the end, which is delicious, and has a little terrace that goes out onto the river. I have actually had dinner in there. So here's the stairs. Look at that. This is a proper palazzo. More marble, as always. This is promising. A proper front door. And in we go. So as you come through the doors, you come into this hallway. Now, this looks boxed in because it is boxed in. They built a bathroom here. This building is from the 15th century, so obviously it didn't originally have a bathroom. So they put in a shower, a loo, a microscopic bathtub, a huge window. So this would probably, I mean, you could use it for a little while if you like puppies. But you'd probably want to redo it, I guess, eventually. But we've got, everywhere else we've got very old original tiling, which is lovely. And above all else, got this huge height everywhere with these four-way vaulted ceilings, which are called groins, I have learned over the years now. And they built a little step there so that you can climb up this little ladder and store stuff or put stuff up there. From there then, from the entrance, you've got a room here, and we'll go across to the left first. And this is the kitchen. So this kitchen, which has a fireplace, an original fireplace, and the central heating boiler, so it has gas central heating. Other than that, probably wants redoing. But the height, again, this is probably almost 5 meters. These huge, beautiful windows. This is, I mean, this would make a magnificent kitchen. I think you could really do something. So you could probably camp, as we did for a long time, for a while. But look at these lovely original doors. Everything's original. Not much has been messed about with, other than that bathroom, which we'll see. Little cupboard in here, presumably used to be a door through. And again, you see the tiles. I'm trying to pan as slowly as I can because that's the one thing everyone always complains about, is me waving the camera about. So, let's go back out into the hall. Back in the hallway, we come into, well, what is basically the living room, or is at the moment used as the living room, which is, again, super light, super mega high. I know there was a doorway there as well. That's not the same doorway. It's funny how many cubbies holes there were. I guess it was split in a different way previously. But it has a nice inlaid original tile floor. And these are uplighters everywhere, and there's light at the top as well. Again, original doors. The windows, well, they're not original, but they're wood. They look like they're in pretty good condition. And this takes us then out onto the street, to the main square. So then from this living room, there's another door which takes us here with more inlaid tiles, more huge windows, and more 5-meter ceilings into the bedroom. So there we go. This is quite rare because it's not been messed about with. Everything that's here is pretty much original except the front windows, but it has these lovely, must admit, I really do love these internal wooden shutters. They're so classy. Much better than outside shutters. And in fact, they do look very old. The windows look very old as well. They might just have been painted and little bits changed. But they're huge as well. Everything is huge here. It's like almost like a church. So, back out into the living room, and then out. Kitchen, bathroom, hallway, and the front door. So this, and I'll pan slowly, looks like this then on the plan. We have a plan of this one here. In the centre, I'll show you on the map. And the asking price for this, again, obviously, as always, quite negotiable, is 99,000 euros. So that's that's three apartments or houses for under 100,000 euros in Tuscany. This one is, as I'm sure you've noticed, my favourite because it's old and because it's beautiful and because it hasn't been messed about with. So you could make it into such a lovely holiday place and probably quite a profitable Airbnb for the rest of the season in one of these little palaces. I mean, if you're going to come on holiday to a little town in Tuscany, then you want to be in the little town, and it doesn't get more into the little town really than this. So there we go. The link, again, is down in the description at the bottom. If you just click on that, that'll take you to Elena's website, and you can look at the rest of the information there. And if you're interested in any of them or anything else in the region, then check out her website or send her an email, and she will get back to you. Two of you, or two viewers, have purchased houses here now because of these videos. So that's great, because that's really what we need. Is we need people who are interested and people who want to come and spend some time here, and that's great. So there we go. That was number 3, and that's probably about it for now. Okay, well, that's it for this video. Just having a quick drink here in Suiza in the cafe, about 10 meters away from the front door of that last property, which is a lovely one here on the square, as I said, where most of the year you can park, so literally almost outside. You've got the town hall and everything here, so you're smack in the middle of town. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed those. As I said, if you did, write to me, leave a comment, write to Elena. Take care, bye bye for now, and I'll see you next time.